This Korean stay-at-home mother is facing utter disrespect and ignorance from her family. After giving birth, her look changed, and her husband used it as a reason to justify an affair.
그렇게 산만해가지고
Not only did he criticize her, but even their beloved son became embarrassed by his own mother. Mrs. Wu, facing neglect and disapproval from her family, felt compelled to make a significant compromise and decided to do plastic surgery. Believing that a more attractive look might make them love her again, the medical team did not reject Mrs. Wu's request. They conducted a comprehensive assessment of her condition before the surgery, and made her well aware of the substantial risks involved. Nonetheless, Mrs. Wu proceeded without hesitation. On the day of the surgery,
아들 앞에서도 당당하고 예쁜 엄마. 그러고 싶어서.
On the day of the surgery, neither her husband nor her children were present. The highly intricate procedure spanned 6 grueling hours, with the most critical moment occurring when she suffered severe bleeding during the operation. Due to a shortage of blood supply at the hospital, the surgery had to be abruptly halted and postponed until her recovery allowed for a second attempt. Alone in her hospital room, Mrs. Wu endured excruciating pain. Witnessing her resilience was nothing short of remarkable. After the surgery, she struggled to exert force on her abdomen, and every step was agonizing. Even lying down for rest felt like a form of torment. 15 days later, a follow-up examination confirmed Mrs. Wu's readiness for another surgery. In a more tense environment, the second plastic surgery commenced. This time, not only was her abdomen addressed, but her facial features were also enhanced, and the procedure proceeded smoothly. 10 days after the surgery, Mrs. Wu was able to exercise again. Her son missed her deeply,
맛있는 음식 그런 것도 먹고 싶고 줄자리가 확실히 크게 느껴지죠.
and her husband, after some time apart, began to realize the significance of his wife to the family. His attitude underwent a transformation.
마음을 몰라주고 여태까지 살았다는 그 15년간 미안하고 혼자 힘든 시간들이 얼마 남지 않았으니까 건강 주의하고 또 날씨도 추워지고 그러는데 감기 조심하고 또 마음도 몸도 모두 건강한 모습으로.
Mrs. Wu was profoundly moved. Previously, her husband had seldom expressed such affectionate words, making her feel that her efforts were not in vain. The recovery period eventually drew to a close, and Mrs. Wu made her return to the scene with a stunning, goddess-like transformation.
소름 끼쳐. 소름 끼쳐. 와.
Compared to her previous self, Mrs. Wu's entire demeanor has undergone a complete overhaul. She now exudes poise, elegance, and confidence. Beyond the physical changes brought about by the surgeries, her unwavering determination and self-discipline played a crucial role. The day of the reveal coincided with Mrs. Wu's birthday, making the complete transformation from head to toe perhaps the best birthday gift she could have received. She did double eyelid surgery, abdominal liposuction, and jaw correction. Witnessing their mother's newfound beauty, both her husband and son were filled with excitement and joy. We hope that her husband will deeply reflect on his past actions, and that their child will come to appreciate the hardships their mother endured. Above all, our greatest wish is for Mrs. Wu to recognize her own value and live life on her own terms, free from the judgments of others. Are you satisfied with this outcome?